believe, all religions believe, both Hinduism, Islam and Christianity, they believe that God has created the universe and He maintains the universe and He dissolves the universe. You and me are all created by Him. Naturally, in each of you, there is a uniqueness which is particular to your individuality. That we have forgotten it. Parents, when we are small children, parents compare the children with other children, whether he is educating properly or not, whether he is getting the higher education or not. Whether he becomes greater than Mr. So and so, like that. They aspire, parents aspire and compare this with their own children with others. In this process, of course, they are innocent. They do not know that each individual is a unique personality and it cannot be compared with the others. Because of ignorance, they do not know it. But fact is that because God created all of us and we have got our own uniqueness, each of us got unique. And naturally, one should not, there is no need to compare one with the others and think that my son should become like Radha Krishna, President of India, great scientist, like Einstein, like that. These ideas should not be entertained, this comparison. In this process, we forget our own uniqueness, individual uniqueness concerned. And what is that individual uniqueness is that he gets genetically from his parental line, that uniqueness comes up. And naturally he lives to that limitation of it or whatever it may be. Because it is that uniqueness, personality is fixed by the genetic inheritance from each family concerned. That is uniqueness of each person from his own family, and naturally that should not be compared to the others. This is the thing. And one more thing is this: as individuals, we are only treated as an image of ultimate reality. We forgot that our individuality is only image. It's not the original one. It is because of mind. The mind, you and me and all that originality is the reality, is the Parabrahman itself, Atman itself, which maintains all this structure, human structure concerned. The intellect and the sense mind, the sensor organs and the body, motor organs, all this body is an equipment. It gets dynamized with the Atman. If there is no Atman, there is no dynamism in this equipment. A dead person uses that Atma in himself. Naturally, the body uses its personality concern, life concern. And one more thing, you and me are that because of that give the identity and power to the sun and moon and other organs. Why this is? Because you know that the same Atman which is in us, it is there in the sun. It is the same Atman. It is the same. It is we give life to the sun, and it is his own functions. A dead person doesn't have anything. A living person only gives the personality, state of personality, sun and moon and other celestial bodies concerned. That is the peculiarity, that is of our own uniqueness concerned. And the image of a has to be, only it is during the waking state and dream state, it is valid, but when sleep-driven mind is dormant, it is not valid. And thereby it becomes as enter into the two personality Atman concern. So during the waking state and dream state, it is an image that we are, and we know only that image. That unfortunately we forgotten our own true soul Atman concern. By meditation, regular meditation, mind becomes subtler and subtler because samskaras are erased, removed by the meditation, and mind becomes grosser. It is because of samskaras of this life and previous lives are also concerned. So, because of this, what happens is the reflective capacity of the mind becomes lesser and lesser as the samskaras are increased. When samskaras are removed, the imaging capacity of the mind also increases. Actually, mind is also consciousness, is a pure consciousness itself. Yet Chachalatahinam tan mano amutta uchyate tadeva tapah siddhanta rupya moksha ichyate. We say moksha, what is this? They were given definition of the moksha. Yet Chachalatahinam, where there is no disturbing thought in the mind. That is the immortality. It is Amurta means eternal life. It naturally comes. Tapaha means by exercise, by exerting oneself, by doing, willing it and trying for it, it comes. Siddhanta Rupya Moksha. It technically is known as moksha. That is what God said. It is naturally given to all, to you, to me, and all individuals concerned. So moksha is not particular for some person, some person to sect. It is universal concern. And when actually, we are when the baby is born. When you look back, baby's eyes reflected without any meddling with the consciousness itself, because mind has not developed yet. But as mind go on developing, it interferes with the expression of the consciousness in terms of the samskaras concerned. So, as we are going into the meditation, the samskaras are removed and the mind becomes subtler and subtler. It becomes more expressive and expansive. The intellect is an organ. Intelligence is different, intellect is different. So, intelligence is common to all. But the intellect, the organ, its capacity to draw the energy from the intelligence, that makes the difference. The IQ different, the intelligent quotient different determines. So, by meditation, we can increase the capacity of the mind and its organs' capacity to draw more intelligence and become more powerful and more expressive and more functional, expressive. So these are some of the advantages by the meditation. We go on to the meditation concern. So meditation naturally, Vedeshu Yajneshu Tapassu Chaiva. See, Punya, Papa, there are two energies. Positive energy, Punya, negative energy. Naturally, when Punya samskaras come, one feels more happy and all advantages accrue to him. All positive aspect of life comes, his mind becomes more cheerful, more prospective, and more dynamic. When the Papa samskar comes, the negative comes, it goes in a negative way, and we feel misery, and our problems comes up in the life concern. All the Vedas, Yajnas, Tapasya, banish Punya Phala Pratishtham. That's why Punya comes because of the Vedas, reading, going to reciting Vedas by Yajnas, by doing Tapasya. All these are the means through which we can earn the merit. That's the Punya. Naturally, when Punya comes, as I will told you, all the positive actions of life will accrue to us. even Swarga also come to us. When the body dies, also because of Punya only. The Swarga is nothing than such 5-star hotel. When the body, the Jiva goes there in a subtle form, and there it enjoys its Punya there. Whatever Punya is earned here, it goes and enjoys it. And when that Punya is exhausted, again it is sent back to earthly life, and it starts again the concern. This goes on perpetually till the Jiva realizes that he is not the ego self, but the Atman itself. Till then onwards, this will go on. Punarasti janma punarjit samsare bhutastha papaya pare pari murare. Punarasti janma punar vimaranam. Be born again, punarjani destination, again get into the mother's womb. Samsare bhutastha papaya pare to get there. Go beyond this routine cyclic activity of coming to birth and death. Will be go on. This is not samsara, very difficult to cross over, to get over it. It is only through meditation only we can get over this cyclic activity, because meditation helps you getting the mind purer and purer, and with that it becomes more expansive and more reflective and more intuitive, go into the self and realize its own true self, your true self Atman concern, because of meditation only. So these are some of the advantages are there. I request you to all do meditation regularly at a given time, at a given place, for half an hour, and it is very easy also, not difficult. But only thing is, same time to be followed, whatever time you give it. Maybe in the beginning there will be thoughts will be coming up, but as meditation goes on, the thoughts reduces and you get plunged into the ultimate reality concern. This you can everybody have it the idea. When you are doing meditation, then you are feeling that I am doing meditation. That is Savikalpa Samadhi. See, you are not yet entered into the ultimate reality. But when you forget that you are doing the meditation, then you are plunging into the ultimate reality concern. You are crossing the mind and entering into the ultimate reality concern. That is the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And as you go on doing it regularly, it becomes sahaja, natural. Even when you are doing your work outside, you are not disturbed. Your mind is not disturbed. You will be always in touch with your own true self. That is called sahaja, natural samadhi concern. It doesn't mean that the problems will not there. Problems will be coming there because the samskaras are to be exhausted. They will come, but you will not get disturbed by it. Just like an ordinary person, the disturbance, the misery will not be there. That the intensity of misery will not be there. It is reduced because of samadhi, sahaja samadhi aspect concerned. So this and life goes on automatically, like a Jagrata, as if you are sleeping while doing a waking state, Jagrata Sushupti, as if you are sleeping while doing the work itself. In the work period itself, you will be as if you are just like a sleep, you are not touched, not aware of anything. During this sleep, in the same way, your life goes on automatically without being you are conscious about it, be untouched without it. Just like a lotus leaf in the water, Parmapatrayavam Brahmanyadaya Kramani, Sangantatva Lipate Rasapavana Patapatnayavam Basa. Just like a lotus leaf which is there in the water, but you are not it is not get touched, the leaf is not get touched because of its quality. In the same way, if you make Brahman, Parabrahman, as ever do, we are created by God. And God, all actions are done actually Parabrahman, Ishvara itself. Those actions doesn't fall from the sky. They are being implemented through you, through me and all that. We have forgotten that. Whether good action, bad action, that's a difference. A social action, that's different. But spiritually, it is God's action only. A criminal is also a God's action only. God's will only. See, nothing happens without the will of the God concerned. Somebody is killed by somebody. We think that that fellow has killed, but he has not killed it because it is destined. It is a will of the God that he is implementing it. Of course, socially he will be criminalized, and he will let the social punishment. That's different. It's a question. The social punishment also is a part of nature only. That is the Ishvara's will only. That's what I say. So things will go on automatically as if we are in sleep, though actions being completed. That this is the Jagrata Sushupti. This is a very beautiful aspect of the Samadhi, which accrues to you, naturally comes to you by meditation. There is no other way than this, of course. What punya earned because of reading the Vedas, doing the yajnas, doing the charity works and all this, they accrue punya. But of all this, the quantity is greater than accrue of the punya when do the meditation. That is because here, why it happens like that? Because you enter into your own true self, which is the source of all. As I say, it's all consciousness only. Everything is consciousness only, pure absolute awareness only. When you realize the meaning of I means consciousness, it is applied to the body, mind, intellect, and it becomes limited. If you know that the meaning of I is conscious, pure absolute awareness only, but it is applied to the limited factor component known as body, which is done by everybody in the entire universe. In any country, everybody says I. When you know that whoever says I is on the consciousness, which is yourself, then it becomes universal. So you enter the universal consciousness. That is what we call Virat Swarupa. People think the Virat Swarupa means he was shown, Arjuna, they have shown Virat Swarupa, a big body with so many hands. These are only picturesque painting of the artist. And by seeing Arjuna became very terribly feared. How can Arjuna be? He was a great warrior. What I mean to say, Bhagavan Sri Krishna inculcated in him the idea of universal consciousness. That what we are doing to you now, and we are preparing you to enter the universal consciousness. That is Virat Swarupa. Don't forget, Virat Swarupa means that universal. Virat means universal. When you feel that you are the consciousness which is Virat, with universal, that is you are living in universal consciousness. Who has a body? That is your body. Who has a thought? Your thoughts. So enter wild thoughts are your own thoughts. That is the beauty of it. Understand? So that's the uniqueness of it. Don't forget, that is your unique personality. You are the Atman, that is unique consciousness. Don't compare yourself with others. Everybody is unique, peculiar, because you are created by God as a unit itself. That is the beauty of it. Realize that. That is the source of your strength, not comparison. Comparison is not going to help you. By comparing yourself, you become inferior and feel pain that I am not like that, I am like this. No, don't bother about all these things. You are peculiar, your own strength. Go inside. That is your strength. You are unique. Realize that you are the unique and you cannot compare to others. That's the more important. And that uniqueness is expression of the God itself. God has millions of uncountable expressions. God has got uncountable expressions, and that one is your expression. You are that one expression, that is God's expression. That you are a unique personality of your own. When you feel that, you get strength. And that is the beauty of really yoga. It comes by yoga. So fear always You are all powerful yourself. Nityoham nirvikalpoham nirakaroham avyaya Sristananda Rupoham Brahmayoham Nasamsari Mukto Nibhavan. It is not like that. We are unique itself. Feel that and feel that strength that comes out of that your uniqueness. And that's a fact also because you have been created as a own special unit. That's the beauty of it. And because this, what is happening in Jivatma, because ego conscious because of mind. You are true self, you are Atman itself, but you say, which is eternal, immutable, but as if it is a temporary unit living for hundreds and going out of the order, out of the life. It's not that. What is out of going? The image is going away. Suppose you put a mirror before you. Your image comes in the mirror. Your image is yourself itself. It is only reflection. Your reflection as an image in the mirror. Remove the mirror. What happens? Where that image has gone? It again is your own self. That's what happens in the death. See, the mind. Why image comes? Because of the mind. Mind acting as a mirror. During sleep, you forget that mind, the mirror is not working. So you are entering your own true self. Always remember when you go into sleep that you think yourself, you are getting into your own true self, Parabrahman. Think intuitively finish and go into sleep. And don't forget it. When you go to sleep, intuitively, not imagine, intuitively go into the heart of yourself and remind yourself you are the Atman, you are entering the Atman Parabrahman itself, because the reflecting medium is going to be silent, going to be dormant. Like that, feel that. Then you are in the eternal Parabrahman itself. Sridhamas Bhojyam Bhokta Bhogita Tepe Virakti Sakshi Chirmatram Sadashiva. Sridhamas Bhojyam Bhokta Bhogasta Karta Karma, the subject of predicate. You understand what I meant? Are you able to understand what I am telling? Subject of the predicate, karta karma kriya. This in every action is there. I am not that. During dream and sleep, during your dream and waking state and sleep also, these three things are happening. Karta karma kriya. You feel that I am sleeping. So karta karma is there. I am different. Remind yourself. I am different. Then what I am? Sakshi. I am only witnessing all that. Chinmatram. Then what you are? I am pure. Chinmatram, pure absolute consciousness myself. What is the problem in reminding yourself like this? See what you are saying. You are only seeing your own body. When I am seeing your body, I am not you, isn't it? See, when I look at you, I see you, but I don't feel I am you. In the same way, you see your own body. Why should you have the body? You see, I see my own thoughts. I know my own thoughts. That's my mind is thoughts only. When I see mind, I am not the mind. I am not thoughts. Problem comes when I identify the mind. You sit in a car, you never feel you are the car. You feel that I am the. I never feel it. You say my car. Nobody feels that I am the car, isn't it? In the same way, when you see your mind, you interact with the mind in the thought, you feel that you are not the thoughts, you are only seeing the thoughts, that you are not the thoughts, you are making use of those thoughts. You are making the use of those thoughts, just as you are using your own car. You are using your thoughts, that is your mind. That's what you are. Siddham Bodham said, you are Virakshana, I am different. I am only witnessing, Sakshi. So what you are doing in your life is only Sakshi. Witnessing aspect you are doing it. Unfortunately, we do not know it. Shastras tell us. Now I am telling you what Shastras is telling you. Always practice this intuition, a feeling of that imaginess. That is witnessness. So you feel I am seeing the body, I am witnessing my body, I am not the body. I am seeing my thoughts. I am witnessing the thoughts, my thoughts. I am not the thoughts. I am witnessing thoughts. The problem comes, you Identify with the mind, become with the one with the third problem is there. You don't do that. So we have to reverse it and practice of Sakshi Bhuta, witness practice. Witness aspect we must practice now. They are all the yogis. You do meditation, you are a yogi. Now you think yourself, you are witnessing. Of the body, mind, intellect, you are witnessing. That witness aspect you practice, please. Next week I will ask you all. You try to think to be witnessing your own body, mind, heart. Sakshi means witness. Sakshi. And then what I am? If I am Sakshi, which is what I am? You are pure consciousness. You are absolute consciousness. It is applied one that you feel that you are that. It's not applied one. Bhagavan, I am aware this is cup. And I know this is cup. You could remove the cup. What remains? Awareness only. I am aware that at one time I was in the mother's womb. Remove the mother's womb. What is the awareness only? What is consciousness only? I am conscious that I was at one time in the cradle. Remove the cradle. What is that? I am conscious only. You can't remove the conscious. Conscious continues. That's what you are. But unfortunately, we have forgotten it because of samskaras concerned. Now, Shastras tell, because you are in the line of yoga and yogi practice, you are different from other people. You are privileged one because you are doing yoga. You are a yogi. It doesn't mean you are not samsara. You are samsara, you are there. But at the same time, you are a yogi samsara. And you think that you are the witnessing that. Now you practice the idea of witnessing. Sakshi. Sakshi means witness. Sakshi means Sanskrit means Sakshi, but in English, witnessing. Practice the idea of witnessing of your body. You are only witness. Sakshi. Then what I am? I am a pure, absolute, pure awareness, pure consciousness only. So that's eternal, blissful. There is no other. Why beautiful, blissful? Because there is no other than myself. Everywhere I am, there is no other thing than myself. You are the three aspects of it. All this is conscious only. It is because of mind, name and form has come into existence. So long mind is active, the name and form is there. Consciousness is get converted into name and form format, an applied format, which is done by an instrument known as the mind. I am not that. I am pure consciousness only. That's what. So your nature is pure absolute consciousness. When you feeling that is the three aspect of it. Three aspect of it. Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti and Turiya. The four dimensions of consciousness only. Sakshi Janmatram Sadashiva. So we have to practice this Sakshi Bhuta aspect, that Turiya aspect of our personality. Your personality Turiya. That's what you are. That's what we are. And that is called what you call Paripurna aspect, fullness of the that realization of the Atman concern. That's it. Again, next week, I request you all, to what extent you are practicing the Sakshi Bhuta aspect of it, feeling that you are the pure absolute consciousness only, Chinmatram Sadashiva. Sadashiva, eternal. This Shiva means blissful. Eternal. Sada means eternally I am blissful because there is no other than myself. This is the word in Sanskrit. This indicates there is no other than itself. Everything is itself is the bliss. There is no other than itself is known as the bliss. That is it. We are all that blissful, next four aspect of concern. That's what that is existence conscious bliss. Atma is manifesting in terms of existence conscious Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, eight conscious bliss itself. And it is because of what I would say, our mind, it becomes a limited concept, idea of Devahudu, an individual ego consciousness. Always imagine that when you feel the body is only ego self-consciousness, it's only image consciousness, it is because of the mind, as I already told you, it's only because of the mind. When mind is put aside, you merge into the ultimate reality. Just like you see your image in the mirror, set aside, your image go into yourself. You become yourself itself. Like that. When the mind is put aside, you becomes your Atman itself. So Atman need not be brought from anywhere outside. It is there in you, in me, in all entire universe. Only we are ignorant, we have forgotten it. That is it. So our yoga function is to remind ourselves actively to that state of ultimate reality, Parabrahma, Sadashiva, Vilakshana, Chinmatma Sadashiva. I am a pure absolute, eternally blissful. Well, thank you very much.